That's all right. I'll be better the second time through. Take 2, and we back. All right, you didn't really ask for it, but I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna start doing some video content where I actually talk about training methods and concepts that I'm using in programs and why I really like them, and give you some more in-depth into the programming side of things that makes up the stuff here that we do at MFP, and just something that you can have as a resource to understand some of the coolest things that you can do when it comes to training. So this is our take 2 because we shot it in Instagram reel form. So let's see if I'm as good as I was before. But essentially the first thing I want to talk about today is the rest pause method. Love this method because it allows you to accumulate a lot more volume in your accessory strength lifts. So the lifts that you want to use either to build another lift up or for specific hypertrophy in certain areas of your body. Please be careful, don't do this with exercises that are deteriorating to muscles. E.g. if you did something silly like RDLs or Nordics, you may cook yourself too much. It's more for a lot of the upper body stuff that I like to do, and or specific muscle group site hypertrophy that you need in a certain time for whatever it is that you're looking to improve. But it's not something that I would use for athletes except for upper body work, typically because I don't want the damage in the legs that you get from this stuff. So the rest pause method, I'm gonna do it and demonstrate it and talk about it, and then we'll discuss something else at the very end of why I like this stuff. So, first things first. This is a load, 90 kilos, that I can probably do anywhere from 7 to 10 reps as a max set. The common theme of program design is to do 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps of this weight. So I would give myself the 3 to 4 sets and hit 8 to 12 reps. The problem with that is sometimes you get to a point where you're just not getting anywhere. So we need to be able to use different training methods to improve our ability to lift certain loads, to get more out of it, to get better adaptations. So I'm gonna do a max set. Let's see. Come on. Oh. I don't know if you heard me, but I did 10 reps there. That's 900 kilos of tonnage lifted for that set. Now, traditionally I would rest for 2 minutes and then go again. But today I'm only resting for 20 seconds, and then we're hitting this again and getting another max set out. Come on. Oi, okay. Woo! That one hurt. 5. What was it? 4.5. Nah, 5. We'll take 5. So now I'm at 15 reps total tonnage. All right, so for the set, 15 reps. I'm gonna confuse my brain as I'm lack of oxygen. Another 20 seconds reps because we ain't done yet. We're gonna hit another set, pushing us ideally close to 20 reps for these sets. I'm just counting the little dots. So I'm counting them. That's my 20 seconds. Uh-oh. 3. Oh, come on. Let's go. 20. 1,800 kilos of load lifted in one rest pause set. Sorry, I'll get the mic back for you. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this. Whilst my brain's not working, I need to get that oxygen in, but anyway. So, essentially, I've now just been able to accumulate a lot more volume, which is great for hypertrophy and great for muscular stress in a shorter space of time with that little rest. Now I'll get my 3 minutes rest before we go again, or 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll hit that 3 times. So ideally I'm gonna be hitting somewhere close to, let's say, once I get a little bit of a taper off, 54 to 58 reps total across the 3 sets, versus if I just did the 3 by 8 to 12, which puts me at 24 to 36 reps. My accumulation of load and intensity from that is almost double. So when it comes to maximizing potential training adaptations, I'm now giving myself a better chance to get the most bang for my buck for a really good lift. Now, as I said, there's certain exercises you don't want to be doing this with, certain exercises you do. I really love it for all of my upper body pull movements because typically the time under tension of sets for upper body pull stuff is the lowest. What I mean by that is a lot of times it's really easy to sort of try to perform the concentric phase fast, and then you've got all this energy going against you eccentrically with gravity, and it makes it hard to really control the time under tension. And all of us have a little bit of an ego. We don't want to drop the weights back too low so that we can get the right eccentric stress that we need with slower reps. Here's a little cheat code you can do to overload that stuff. The last part that I would say for the rest pause method is don't confuse it with cluster set training. Cluster set training is used for strength development. Rest pause is used for hypertrophy development, right? So the two things we want a little bit different, although they're very similar in nature in terms of like there's a rest between reps. Typically with the loads that you're picking for the cluster sets is a lot greater, and obviously the reps is a lot less. So you still have to make sure you understand what sort of training adaptation you're looking for, and then add these into your training, and hopefully you can get some good gains. Let's go. Now, it wouldn't be a Coach Mike video without a bonus tip. The incline bench pull to me is superior than the traditional bench pull for two reasons. The first reason is I actually get to fix my feet flat into the ground. So I'm now able to actually create more neural tension through my body to lift heavier loads. If I was to try and do this on a traditional bench pull setup, I'm gonna need someone to hold my legs down or strap myself in, and it's not always, you're not always able to do that. The other cool thing is like, you don't need a bench pull to set this up. You could set this up in any rack as long as you've got an incline bench, anywhere that you are, and you can get a tremendous amount of benefit from it. You can also do dumbbell rows on the exact same setup. So I have used this setup from a bench pull, supersetted with lighter load dumbbell rows. Again, similar sort of idea for overloading the hypertrophy stimulus from these sets, because I always want to try and grow my upper back. Something that you can't have big enough is a big, strong upper back. You should always be looking to get those muscles really strong because they support your spine and they help with all other things that you do, any other way that you like to load. There was one more thing I was going to say, but today that's it. We'll wrap it up there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.